The book of Obadiah is a book of judgment. It's a book of judgment on the nation of Edom. But it's interesting to see why the judgments are pronounced against Edom. As you read through it, it seems pretty harsh. And yet in the middle of the book, we see the reason for it. It says, in verse 12, "But you should not have gloated over the day of your brother. In the day of his misfortune, you should not have rejoiced over the people of Judah. In the day of their ruin, you should not have boasted in the day of distress." See, when Israel was distressed, Edom came and heaped on top. That's not the right word. Piled on. When Israel was in distress, Edom came and piled on. They mocked them, they made fun of them, they rejoiced in their ruin, and even added to it themselves. God says, you know what? When you see your brother suffering or your enemy suffering, I don't want you to rejoice. I don't want you to pile on. He makes it pretty clear in verse 15, "For the day of the Lord is near upon all the nations. As you have done, it shall be done to you. Your deeds shall return on your own head." God is simply saying here that he wants us to look at others the same way he does. He wants us to look at them as a soul to be redeemed, not to rejoice in their downfall. As a person to draw back to himself, and not as someone to rejoice when they fall short. God invites you and I today to look at those around us and to rejoice in uplifting them, to rejoice in restoring them, and when someone is down, to be the hand that lifts them up.